Most people will never become millionaires. Not because they don't earn enough, because nobody ever showed them the math. $500 a month. That's $16.66 a day, less than most people spend on coffee, streaming subscriptions, and random online purchases they barely remember. And that $500, invested consistently in the right place for long enough, becomes $1 million. Not a motivational poster, the actual numbers. And here's the part that will surprise you. The timeline is shorter than you think. But there's a catch. One specific trap that causes 9 out of 10 people who start this journey to quit before the money kicks in. I'll show you exactly what it is. Here's the real problem. You already know saving is important. You've heard it 1,000 times. Pay yourself first, start early, compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. You know, and you still haven't started. Or you started, then stopped. Why? Because nobody ever made it feel real. Nobody sat down and said, here is your exact timeline. Here is what happens in year 5, year 15, year 25. Here is the specific moment when everything changes. Instead, you get vague advice from people who already have money telling you to just invest. In what? How much? And when do you actually see results? That's the trap. Because when you can't see the finish line, you stop running. Think about the last time you tried to save. You put a little aside, then something came up. A car repair, a medical bill, a trip you genuinely needed because life was suffocating you. The money disappeared, and you told yourself you'd restart next month. Next month became next year. Next year became I'll start when I earn more. And here's the truth. More income alone won't fix this. People earning $100,000 a year are just as financially stuck as people earning $40,000 because the problem is never income. It's the absence of a system. This is not your fault. Nobody taught you this. And what I'm about to share is the framework that changes everything, if you follow it all the way through. The solution isn't complicated. It's not a secret investment reserved for the wealthy. It's a mathematical reality sitting in plain sight that most people walk past every day of their lives. Today, I'm giving you the exact year-by-year timeline of what happens when you invest $500 a month. I'm showing you the moment the math starts working for you instead of against you. And I'm going to reveal exactly why most people quit right before that moment, and how you make sure you're not one of them. If you're not subscribed yet, now is the time. Like this video and subscribe now. What I'm about to share in this video and the ones coming will change the way you think about money forever. Before you begin, you should know that I'm not a certified financial advisor. What I share here is education, not personalized advice. Every financial situation is different. What I'm giving you today is the framework I wish someone had handed me at 22. Take it, adapt it to your reality, and always do your own research before making any financial decision. Now, let's get into the numbers. Point 1. The math nobody draws out for you. $500 a month. Invested in a diversified index fund, think of it as a single basket holding hundreds of companies at once, earning an average annual return of 8%. Here's what that looks like year by year. Year 5, $36,983. Year 10, $91,473. Year 15, $173,214. Year 20, $294,510. Year 25, $475,513. Year 30, $744,180. Year 32, $1 million. 32 years. If you're 28 years old today, you're a millionaire before most people even retire. Now, those early numbers look small, I know. That's intentional, because the most dangerous moment in this entire journey happens right there in the first 5 years. And I'll tell you exactly what it is in a second. Point 2. The snowball nobody warns you about. Most people think investing works like a savings account. You put money in, you earn a little extra on top. That's not what's happening here. Think of compound interest like a snowball rolling down a hill. At the start, it barely moves. It looks tiny. It looks pointless. And this, right here, is where the majority of people quit. But the snowball is picking up mass the entire time. In year 10, you've contributed $60,000 of your own money. Your balance is $91,473. The market added roughly $31,000. Now look at year 32. You've contributed $192,000 total. Your balance is $1 million. The market added over $800,000. Money you never earned, never worked for at 2 a.m., money created by time and mathematics. That's not just investing. That's building a machine that works while you sleep. And here's where it gets really interesting, because there's a specific crossing point in this timeline where the machine takes over completely. Most people never know it exists. Point 3. The line that changes everything. Somewhere between year 12 and year 15, something shifts. Your annual investment returns, the money the market generates on your existing balance, start to exceed what you're putting in each year. Let me make that concrete. By year 15, your portfolio sits around $173,000. At 8% average growth, that portfolio generates roughly $13,800 in a single year, just from market returns. You contributed $6,000 that year. The money is now making more money than you are. Once you cross that line, the momentum becomes almost unstoppable. The snowball is enormous. Even if you stop pushing, it rolls. But here's what nobody tells you. Most people quit in year 4 or year 5, right when the numbers look boring and life feels expensive. They cash out, they reset to zero, and they spend the next 20 years wondering why wealth feels just out of reach. The discipline to stay during the boring years is worth more than any stock tip, any trading strategy, any shortcut. Stay in the game. Point 4. The 3 enemies inside your timeline. I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't name what works against you. The first enemy is fees. A low-cost index fund charges around 0.05% per year. An actively managed fund might charge 1%. That gap sounds small. Over 32 years, that difference can cost you over $300,000 in lost compounding. Always check the expense ratio, the annual fee of what you're invested in. Keep it below 0.20%. The second enemy is panic selling. Markets drop, sometimes 20%, sometimes 40%. When they do, people feel like the world is ending and sell everything. They lock in the loss, they miss the recovery. Every major market in history has fully recovered, every single one. The investor who keeps buying during a crash isn't being reckless, they're buying future wealth at a discount. The third enemy is a mindset trap, and this one is the one nobody talks about. I'll give it to you right now. Here's the reframe that changes everything. We've been talking about $500 a month as if it's a fixed, immovable number you either have or you don't. But $500 a month is $16.66 a day. And for most people, especially starting out, that's genuinely tight. I hear that. So stop trying to find $500 in your current lifestyle. Start building a system where $500 becomes the automatic output of how you manage money. Every raise you get, half of it rerouted to investing before you ever see it. Every tax refund, every freelance payment, every unexpected $200 into the machine before you have a chance to spend it. The people who actually build wealth don't have more discipline than you. They made one decision once, automated it, and moved on. They don't negotiate with themselves every month. They don't recalculate whether they can afford it. The decision is made. The transfer is scheduled. Life continues. The secret to becoming a millionaire on $500 isn't willpower. It's removing willpower from the equation entirely. 3 steps. Do them this week, not someday. Step 1. Open your account. If you don't have a brokerage account, open one today. Look for 0 minimum deposit and no trading fees. Several major platforms offer exactly that. This takes about 15 minutes. Do it now, not this weekend. Step 2. Automate the transfer. Set up a recurring monthly transfer, whatever you can genuinely start with, even $100, even $200. The amount matters far less than making it automatic.
Once it's scheduled, it's no longer a decision, it's infrastructure. Step 3, pick a low-cost index fund and leave it alone. Choose a fund that tracks the broad market with an expense ratio below 0.20%. Set it, do not watch it every day, do not sell when it drops. Let the machine run. That is the entire system. The more complex a financial plan, the less likely you are to follow it. 3 steps, simple wins. $1 million is not a fantasy reserved for people born into the right circumstances. It's a math problem with a known answer and a known timeline. The only variable is whether you start and whether you stay. Most people spend 30 years waiting for the perfect moment to begin. The perfect moment is always now, because time is the one ingredient that money cannot buy back. If this video opened your eyes, the next one goes even deeper. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And if you know someone who needs to hear this,
It might genuinely change something for them. If this helped you, like this video. I'm Ted. This is Smartvestor. I'll see you in the next one.